Yo, what's happening, world? Name's Raheem Flowers. And you know what been prompting me to make this video? I've been seeing statuses on my Facebook and I've been getting tagged in posters. Shout out to Big B Kel, Brother Kel, for the posters and the insight. And I just been thinking to myself how we as black people, we always need some sort of fictional character, or we always need some quote unquote black leader to uplift us and get us out of a situation instead of getting ourselves out of a situation on our own merits. You know, if you're from Chicago, then you know that you've heard this saying and you've been seeing this man and him spouting this quote that actually I think pioneered the whole woke movement. And I'm talking about Jesse Jackson's quote when he said, "Keep hope alive" in his Rainbow Push Coalition. Now, Jesse Jackson is a man who was an accomplice to Michael King's death. Him and Al Sharpton, them Negroes are one and the same, two peas of the same pod. Same black people who've been here for decades on end and have witnessed all the prevalent black leaders and, you know, the figures of yesteryear. And all they do, they're just like knockoff versions of them. It's like comparing Travis Scott to Kanye. Just keep it real. Anywho, that's not what I really want to talk about. What I want to talk about is black people becoming innovators. Now, in my videos, I've referenced a brother named Robert F. Smith who went out his way to build programs for young black children because he is like a step away from Oprah when it comes to being up there in finances. And I also think about, since we're on the subject of something more recent, the Black Panther film that recently just came out. And I think about the original creator, Bill Graham, and the creative mindset that he had. And now how that's being exploited in this quote-unquote woke movement. It's just selling false hope. Now, I have not seen the Black Panther movie, so I'm not going to be against something I know that I haven't seen. I'm not saying I'm against it, but I have to look at the bigger ploy, because if you think about Hollywood, who runs Hollywood? Vlad's people, DJ Vlad's people run Hollywood. Anytime something that gets promoted, and Couch brought up a good point, like there needs to be a shift. Because, you know, we as human beings, we like there to be a shift. There's a paradigm shift going on. There needs to be a form of change. Because when something gets old, it starts to crumble. It will just disintegrate, and they don't want nothing to do with that. So they want to make money. They're going to make money off of what? Black people in the false hope. And they're going to do it through music. They're going to do it through film, any form of art. I even think about when anybody who's familiar with Static Shock, and I was looking at Milestone Media from the founders of Static Shock, which is a very underrated series. It doesn't get talked about. It's a DC, and you know, ironically, that's a DC franchise. In addition to that, I also think about Aaron McGruder, when he made the Boondocks. Like, I think about what all these brothers have done, and I commemorate them for what they do, especially Aaron McGruder being one of my main influences. Here's the thing though. These weren't brothers who just lived off of hope. These are brothers who lived off of the merits and their own aspirations. It's good to have hope, but then you have to get to a point in your life, all right, where do I go from there? Well, hope brings about or should bring about inspiration. And inspiration should bring about whatever ideas that you have in your mind, because everybody got that idea. Everybody has that form of creativity. I mean, shoot. I could go on Instagram and I'm seeing young black boys out here selling books. Shoot, if you even go to the Black Hokage's channel, he's out here promoting black people who are being like innovators and computer scientists and whatnot, and he even got a list of people to watch. I mean, I love watching Jack Blade's content, and he's talking about fitness. And, you know, he does it in a very creative way with his parallels and his comparisons with anime, primarily. Like, these are things that we need to do. I mean, we got YouTube, and there are so many ways to monetize off this. Just things that we want to talk about, we want to do, and the ideas that we want to exchange with others. You feel what I'm saying? Because now we're just at a point, all right, now we got a black film. Let's expand from there. It's cool to have a black film, but it's cool to be feeling hopeful. But after that, you need to be inspired and you need to act on it. Because that's what I've been doing all of this year, 2018, because I took so much L's in 2017, but I learned so much from it too. It's like you just gotta wake up one day and just come to that self-realization that time moves. Time waits for no man. Everybody understands this, but black people, we want to be stuck in this mode of, you know, mental masturbation and think that we're gonna get to the promised land. I've been hearing people talk about that Wakanda. That land is not even, that's a fictional civilization in Black Panther. And you got people out here who actually think that's a part of Africa. Oh, shit. It's cool to it's cool to use your imagination. Imagination is what built all these buildings. Imagination is what even keeps the human race going. But at a certain point in time, you got to be able to utilize it. There's nothing inherently good or evil in this world, but it's how you use it. And unfortunately, it's either not being used or it's being used in a wicked manner. Take the hip hop realm. Take the quote unquote conscious community. And even take these films being produced. It's not being used productively in many cases. I can say all cases. And since there's a paradigm shift in the demographic it's appealing to, there needs to be a paradigm shift in the consensus that goes on in the world, mankind, and especially and primarily black people. Because at the end of the day, Black Panther has proven it. Things within the era of yesteryear has proven it, with the civil rights and the blaxploitation and even things going on when black people were prospering in the early 1900s. When we move, the world moves. It does. It's just the truth. And I hope y'all take that in. All right, everybody. Peace out. One love.